Hello and welcome to a new game brought to you by Commando Gaming Strategic Gaming. Broadcast live on twitch.tv at Commando Gaming 1 and also on YouTube. We're starting a brand new series on a game that just came out today called Crusader Kings III. I have not played the previous iterations of this game, so I'm going to be learning as we go along. Fortunately, there's a very helpful tutorial, so let's give that a go. So I'm going to click on New Game here. Play the tutorial. So we're going to play the tutorial here. Welcome to Crusader Kings III. Crusader Kings III is a deep strategy game on dynasties and intrigue. We strongly recommend you play the tutorial. You play as Eddie King Luchar, a ruler in Ireland, lead your family and fleet enemies of the coming of Ireland. As a good early goal. Love the artwork so far. Let's jump into this. You are a medieval ruler. Land is yours for the taking through clever marriage and diplomacy, or by way of the sword. There's no one way to win, Crusader Kings. Only different ways to enjoy the story that unfolds. Use W, A, and S and D keys to move the camera across the map. You can also move the cursor to the edge of the screen to pan. Pressing the home key takes you to the realm capital. Okay, that's good to know. Zoom in and out. Use the scroll wheel. Okay, pretty straightforward. Crusader Kings spans over hundreds of years and many generations. Right now, time is standing still because the game is paused. Okay. Sometimes you'll see a blue highlighted text like this. This means you can hover your cursor over the words for more information. Okay. Hover over the highlighted phrase inside the highlighted tooltip. Okay, understood. Alright, now let's talk about the game. Everything takes place on the map before you. The world consists of large and small pieces of land, each belonging to somebody based on their titles. Certificate of land ownership. Your titles are represented by icons with elaborate coats of arms. Icons representing your realm are set by your primary title, which is most important and prestigious title you hold. Okay. If you click your character portrait, the borders of your realm capital will light up. Outside of that will be the borders of your entire realm. Muster your primary title, which is why your realm is named after it. You also hold the Earldom of Thompson, which is a separate title. If you zoom out, you will read Munster on this part of the map because you are the ruler, top ruler of the area. Okay. Alright. As ruler, you can only hold so much land on your own. You'll often have other rulers helping with the administration of the realm by holding titles within your borders, making them your vassals. To find your own land, your domain, press the home key and zoom in. Once closer up, you can see blue labels of the barons that belong to you. In this case, it'll only be Lubermark. Okay. And hit the home key. So let's hit the home key. Alright, Vermont. Alright, this is our area. Alright, I understand. Okay, you're playing as one of many characters in this world representing the character avatars. Your character is the ruler of a realm. You will need to make sure your dynasty survives and thrives throughout the ages. Your title gives you power and control over territory and other characters. You might hold titles in land of their own. Continue to click on your character. Alright. Characters have skills indicating their proficiency within a certain field. Some are great talkers, while others prefer to make their intent clear on the battlefield. Main skills are diplomacy, marital, stewardship, intrigue, and learning. Okay? And they're all illustrated here as well. Okay, that makes sense. So as you can see, I'm very strong on marital, but I'm not so strong on learning. I'm a dummy, basically. That's fine. Characters also have traits which can affect skills, as well as how they react to things. You are temperate, wrathful, impatient. From this, you can see that your character typically lives a modest life, but expects others to do so also, and is quick to anger if they don't. Okay? If a character chooses to behave against their personal traits, it causes stress. Okay, that makes sense. Traits can also impact how other characters react to you. All characters, yes, all have an opinion of one another, which drives their behavior. So as you can see here, our heir has a very high opinion of you. High opinion can, on the other hand, make the character more inclined to join your murder scheme or fall to your seduction. Okay. Alright, to help you further goals, you'll need gold. Among other things, gold pays for buildings, armies, and bribes. Gold is collected passively from both your holdings and your vassals as tax. However, money is not all. Certain things can only be achieved by spending the right amount of prestige or piety. Okay? Prestige is how respected you are. Okay, that makes sense. It can be earned over time or actively by marrying into prestigious dynasties or fighting allies at war. Okay. Piety. With a lot of piety, you can have an easier time interacting with the head of your faith. Piety can be gained passively with learning skills. You also have a level of devotion. I understand. As well as traits, your character can also pick a lifestyle. There are 5 lifestyles for each skill. Lifestyle traits represent what you put most effort into day to day, and each one has several focuses relating to it. Alright, click on the highlight button. Okay, lifestyles. Click on any lifestyle to see its focuses. As time goes by, your character will earn lifestyle experiences. Alright, so we can do diplomacy, marital, stewardship, intrigue, learning. Alright, so let's look at our current strengths and see where we can maximize this. So, I would think intrigue. Well, actually, diplomacy is my lowest. So let's try to upgrade my diplomacy. Choose a focus. Foreign affairs, majesty, family focus. Let's do foreign affairs. Select. Alright, other characters. Now you've selected focus, we can move on to other people. If you're new to this game, interacting with other characters is key, and you may have many options on how to do so. You can right-click a character portrait, including your own. Alright, open your character view. Right-click on your heir's character to see what interactions are available. Alright. Okay. Right-click on your heir's character portrait to see what interactions are available. Okay, try to use to confirm to send gifts. Let's start with the basics. Everybody likes gold. Try sending a bride to your heir. Most interactions will bring a second window with details to light. Send gift. So he likes me a lot more immediately just because I gave him some gold. You've successfully increased somebody's opinion of you. Certain opinion modifiers last forever, like family bonds. Other will wane over time, like the fading memory of receiving a monetary gift. If you hover your cursor over the opinion number on the character, you can see exactly where the various numbers come in. Is it due to marriage alliance? Okay. Let's talk about your dynasty. As time goes on, unless the character meets an untimely accident, they will grow old and eventually die. The story doesn't end there. It's only game over if you do not have an heir to your dynasty. Okay. As long as you have heirs to your dynasty, your legacy will live on. When your character dies, you simply start playing a new one, the player heir. Okay, so that makes sense. I don't need details but now, but if you want to look at the details of your dynasty later, it can be found here. Let's take a look. Alright, open dynasty tree. Okay, so here is myself. This was my father. Your aunt. Uncle, aunt, where's my mother? Apparently my mother does not factor in. So as you can see, thanks everybody for joining our stream. We're doing a tutorial for Crusader Kings III. So here's myself as the king, and here is my son. So I only have one heir right now, so we definitely need to have some additional kits. Alright, next. Open the realm screen on the right side of... I gotta close this. Open the realm screen view on the right side of the screen. Highlight it. Open the realm view on the right side of the screen. Highlight. Okay. Alright. Let's get this menu out of the way. Inspect the succession tab. Succession. As a member of the dynasty, you also have renown shared by everyone in your dynasty. Okay. Right, so, succession law. Confederate partition. All children inherit equally. Gender law. Male preference. Right, so let's change this. Succession law. oldest child inheritance. Okay, so it doesn't let me make changes right now about that. Probably because I only have one child. So if I had more children, then I'd probably be able to do that. Okay, that makes sense. Alright, to ensure the future of your dynasty, you need family members. It helps if you are married, but we cannot promise that you will marry for love. Click on your character. Right, let's get married. For unmarried character in your domain, you can set up marriages by right-clicking on the character and choose Find Spouse, Arrange Marriage. The two options behave differently, so let's go through them both. Okay. Right-click on your character. Find Spouse. Choosing Find Spouse opens a list of potential spouses. They hail from courts all over the world. Choose Arrange Marriage also opens a list of potential spouses, but only with people from the court of the character you clicked. Your own character is visible on the left because this marriage needs your approval. Whoever is the liege of the other spouse will appear on the right side, so as the union will need their approval as well. Open marriage can be useful for matchmaking between your courtiers or for setting up specific marriage alliances. For now, Find Spouse is more relevant to our purposes. Once again, I want to thank everybody. Good question. Looks like I'm having a slight problem with my camera. Hold on one second, everybody. Let's see if I can fix that. I tried to make myself more opaque because I didn't want to overwhelm the camera. And I'm still opaque, so we'll just kind of deal with that off camera. Thanks for bringing that to my attention. In any event, let's proceed here. Again, we're just doing the tutorial here for Crusader Kings III, and I'll fix my opaqueness after the video. Alright, choosing Find Spouse opens a list of potential spouses. They hail from courts all over the world. Maybe I'm a ghost. Maybe I'm the ghost of Crusader Kings past. That's why I'm opaque. Choose Arranged Marriage also lists of potential marriages. Your own character is visible to the left. Okay. Find Spouse is more relevant to our purposes. There are many factors to consider when choosing a spouse. To help you out, there's a filter available for sorting. Among things to consider, there are alliances, skills, personality traits, and expected fertility. I guess that's pretty important right now. Some traits are congenial, meaning they might be inherited by your children. You can change your selection by clicking Clear Character buttons. Okay? When you have selected two people for your marriage, you are presented with the details of the union along with the additional options. Children will be born into their mother's house instead of their father's. No, we don't want that. If you're happy with this marriage, go ahead and send an offer. When playing, this action will take a few days, but we'll make it work instantly this time. Select a spouse for your character and click Send Proposal to suggest a union. Right, let's get this out of the way so we can. Alright, so we have Diplomacy, Stewardship, Learning. Okay, these are her individual skills. And then we can focus on Alliance Power. Okay. Relevance. Okay, so these are people that are actually closer to me geographically. So that makes a lot of sense. Prestige gain. Okay. Sum of all skills. Okay, so this is like this kind of aggregates the benefits here. So Anna from Bavaria, Isabel from Aquitaine, Debbie, Francesca. Alright. Let's go back to relevance. Alright, Gwendolyn. I think I'm going to go with someone who's close by. Choose someone to marry. Get married. Select a spouse for your character and click Send Proposal. Okay, there we go. Recipient. Children of this marriage will be born in the house Brain. Chance of children. Is that my house? Children will be born into their mother's house instead of the father's. Now we don't want that. Okay, so we're going to send a proposal. Alliance formed with Prince Bonilinian. Greetings, Petty King Murchot of Minster. I'm glad to accept your marriage proposal. You will be joined with my daughter in holy matrimony. May Saint Bridgegard bless your union. Okay. Excellent. I went ahead and turned off my camera because I'm having some technical difficulties. That'll also give us more room to see everything that goes on screen. This is a very intense game with lots of things all over the screen, so it's probably going to be more useful for you to see things other than me. Alright, excellent. You live long and prosper together. For this tutorial, we recommend you use Find Spouse for your son as well. As soon as your son is married, he can start producing members of your family. Okay, family is important. Player heir will always come from your dynasty and often from your house. In the future, it won't hurt to keep an eye on your family and their line of succession. Okay? Alright, so I think what we should do now is click on my heir and right click and let's find a spouse for our heir. Ironically, the heir is being offered the same people that we were offered. Ooh. So this is our sister-in-law. This is our sister-in-law. Very incestual stuff we have going on here. Right. So how old is our heir? He's 18, so I don't know if I want him to marry a 40-year-old. I don't think that's good for us. A 17-year-old, I think, is probably more appropriate. Okay. Send proposal. Your son and my daughter will be joined in holy matrimony. Excellent. All right. Good to know. So now we've been married, my son's been married, so hopefully we can get some children out here as soon as possible. Not everyone in your dynasty will be landowners, but every plot of land on the map has an owner. Sometimes the owner is you, sometimes it's one of your vassals, and sometimes it's another realm entirely. Okay. Most titles are structured together in a pyramid fashion. county, duchy, kingdom, empire. Every tier belongs to a title, one rank up the chain. Every county is technically part of a duchy. Every duchy is technically part of a kingdom. Every kingdom is technically part of an empire. Alright, that makes sense. There are also barons, the minor rulers of single holdings beneath counts. These characters are generally quite minor and unplayable. You do have one, the mayor of Enos. We say technically because as Crusader Kings lets you play through history, there's no way to guarantee that a king is actually in charge of all the titles in his kingdom. We call this hierarchy de jure, and if the structure has been broken, it is often possible to declare war over such territories. If you switch to the duchy map mode, you can see that as the ruler of the Duchy of Munster, the county of Desmond should legally be part of your realm. Different map modes can help you give an overview of the structure of the world. Change to the Duchy Titles map mode. How do we do that? Okay. Realm, military, council, court, intrigue, factions. Okay. How am I going to do that? Oh, it's highlighted right here. Duchy titles. Return to the realms map mode. Okay, I understand. The de jure title of Munster consists of 3 counties. Their names should be visible on the map. Thormond, held by you. Desmond, held by a neighboring ruler. And Ormond, held by your vassal. So these 2 I'm in control of. This one I am not. I understand. These counties are made up of smaller pieces of land called baronies. It's on this level where you find your holdings. Okay, here's the baronies. See how they're highlighted here. Okay, that makes sense. Holdings provides different level of taxes and levies, as well as buildings that you construct, upgrade depending on the holding type. It's not very important what you build right now, but we suggest you start upgrading the bastions and curtain walls. Click on the capital holdings and order construction of a building. Alright. Oh, nice. Alright. Lookout towers. High tents. Bastions and curtain walls. Hunter's Lodge. Okay, let's go with upgrading the walls and towers. 3 years left. Okay, well done. It will take some time for the building to be ready, though. The city wasn't built in a day. Once your construction is completed, you will receive the benefits of building you choose. Alright, that makes sense. Every holding provides taxes to their holder. If that holder is a vassal, they will also pay taxes to their liege. So Ormond pays taxes to me. Okay, that makes sense. Obligations can affect how high or how low these taxes are. Times of war also affect the control of a county, which in turn affects taxes. Alright. As a ruler, you are likely to be the liege of at least one vassal. These are rulers within your realm who have sworn fealty to you. Vassals supply you with money and soldiers. It is possible that both liege and vassal at once. Open the realm view on the right side of the screen, highlighted. Inspect the vassal tab. Realm. We're going to look at our vassals. Okay. Here's your current list of vassals, along with some additional information about them. At the top of the list is the ruler of Ormond, whose land you can see on the map. This is an earlton, a county tier title inside your realm. Go there for an overview of things such as your vassals, current opinion of you, whether they are considered a powerful vassal or not, and the level of taxes they are currently providing you. So we can click on here, and it will give you a popular opinion, control absolute, faith Catholic. Okay. Alright. Go there for an overview of things such as your vassals. Okay. Alright, so this is an overview. Powerful vassal. Powerful vassal. Realm size. Catholic and region. Okay. There's lots of depth here. It's worthwhile keeping your vassals happy. This keeps them out of schemes and factions against you. No matter how mighty a ruler your character is, if your realm unites against you, either to depose you through war or just murder you while you sleep, your reign is bound to be cut short. Okay. Right, so let's experiment here. So I can click on this guy. He's my vassal. Now he is not so happy with me. Short reign. Alright, so one thing I can do is I can send a gift, as we learned previously. Right, let's send him some money, just to make him more happy with us in general. Okay, it's worthwhile to keep your vassals happy. Let's look at the mayor here. Same thing. Let's send him some more. Let's send him some money as well. $100. Okay. All right. That goes along the line with the idea of keeping my vassals happy. There's a limit on how many vassals you can comfortably be in charge of before your realm becomes unwieldy. Going beyond this vassal limit affects taxes. Doesn't matter for this tutorial, but when you start to build your kingdom, be mindful of growing too fast. If you end up exceeding your vassal limit, you can grant lower ranking titles away to your vassals. Sometimes you can even create a new tier of titles to consolidate the power of an area and the titles under it. Okay. Alright, your realm is complete body of land and titles that you own, including areas held by your vassals. Right now, for you, this means the counties of Thurmond and Ormodon. Got it. When domain is used, we are instead referring to the land you own personally without vassals, which is Thormond. Some things can happen that will only affect your domain. Other things will impact your entire realm. Okay, that makes sense. Note that there is a limit to how much land you can hold personally before you start incurring penalties. Domain limit. When you go above this domain limit, it is a good idea to use grant title interaction with characters you are friendly with, making them your vassals. Alright, we cannot do Alright, I understand. Okay, managing a realm is a lot of work. As a ruler, you have the help of a council. These can be either vassals or members of your court, and they act as your trusted advisors. There's one corresponding to each area of skill. Married rulers also have their spouse to assist them as well. Open the council view. Okay, council view. Oh, nice. Counselors can be set to work, and they do all kinds of different things. You can change your council's task by clicking the button near their portrait in the council view. Being a counselor is a prestigious position. Powerful vassals will expect to be chosen for it and will be unhappy if left out. Okay. Alright, so that's my wife. This is the bishop. We have the two vassals. We have the marshal, which is our military leader. And then we have a spy master. Okay. Very cool. I understand this. Schemes are a long-term goal aimed at another character. They can have hostile goals like murder or abduction, or it can be more wholesome, such as befriend scheme. Alright, open the intrigue view, inspect the scheme tab. It should be opened by default. Okay. Schemes are long-term goals aimed at another character. They can be hostile goals like murder or abduction of your target, or more wholesome, such as befriend scheme. Alright, to continue, open the intrigue view, inspect the scheme tab. It should be opened by default. It is. No hostile schemes are in progress. Start one by interacting with another character. Personal schemes. No personal scheme. Okay. A good time to use a scheme might be when you find the line of succession not being as clear-cut as you'd like. One way to get ahead is to simply remove the competition, quietly with no witnesses. Murder schemes come with the risk of discovery. If your attempt goes awry, it will make your character unpopular. Okay. The sway scheme is made of increasing the opinion someone has of your character. Let's try it. Open the council view. Right-click on Court Chaplain and choose Sway Scheme. Okay. Council. Right-click. Sway. Alright. If successful, your opinion will increase by 25. 12 months. Every month is predicted chance of 79% chance to progress based on the power scheme. Alright, we're going to start the scheme. Excellent. Once set in motion, your scheme will slowly progress over time. The time before the conclusion is reached will vary depending on your success chance. If you're unhappy with your scheme, you can always cancel it by clicking the Abandon Scheme button next to the scheme. To open the intrigue view, inspect the scheme tabs. Okay. It should be opened by default. Okay, that makes sense. Inspect the hooks in secret tab. You have no hooks. Secrets known to me. Nobody has a hook on you. You have no secrets. Okay. This weak hook can be used on a number of things. One is to increase your obligation set by feudal contract. To access the menu of changing your feudal contract, go to the vassal list in the realm, or right-click this in a portrait of the feudal. Go to your vassals list on the realm view, or right-click his portrait to choose Modify Feudal Contract. You may notice that some interactions are not immediately visible. This is because when you have many interactions available, Character Interaction menu only displays the most common ones. To display missing interactions, click More. Okay. Hooks you hold. Your Steward, Dishonorable Villain. Click to view. Okay. Hooks, schemes. Okay, request claim. Murder. Imprison. Attempt to imprison. Murder. Grant title. Modify feudal contract. Okay. This is the current feudal contract and obligations. War is an essential part of the Crusader Kings. There are a lot of concepts to cover, but for more, we'll touch briefly on some of them. The rest, the detail will you discover as you start playing. Okay. So the most important things in any war are battles, which are fought by armies. Okay, open the military view. Okay. Highlight. Next. When the war starts, you'll be able to raise your armies from this screen via the Raise Your Armies button. When the war is over, you'll have to disband your soldiers before starting another war. Rally points are mustering grounds for the levies, men at war under your command. Okay. To start war, you'll need a legitimate reason, a casus belli, against another ruler, which is cause of war. Prepared to declare war on another ruler. It specifies what the war is about, usually a specific territory. It is not possible to gain anything more than the casus belli allows, regardless how soundly the enemy is defeated. Note that the attacker in a war can never lose any territory, although defeat can cost in terms of prestige and gold. Okay, that's good to know. Easiest and most straightforward way to acquire claims is use fabricate claims on county. This is something your court chaplain sees to through one of his counselor tasks. Okay? Almost there. Soon we'll let you unpause the game. There are just a few things to go over first. Firstly, it's important to know there are 5 different speeds available for you to play at. Press 1 to 5 to easily switch between them, and you'll be able to pause or change the pace whenever you want. For certain important events, the game will auto-pause for you. There's nothing wrong with playing at lower speeds, increasing the speed when things are quiet or slowing it down when you go to war. Okay. To start the ticking game, unpause the game using the spacebar or clicking the play button. This will let days, months, and years go by. Armies told to do so will move, events will occur on the screen. Find a speed that's comfortable for you. You can always change it later. Okay. Now, as a first task, let's remind you of your neighbor, the Earl of Desmond, who is the rightful liege. Truly is, if it happens to expand your realm, so be it. Using the character interaction system that we went over earlier, select him via the map. Declare war on the ruler of Desmond. You should already have a valid casus belli, as his title is part of your realm. For more hands-on experience, we'll now walk you through what happens in the flow of a war. Okay. We're going to bring up the Earl. Neighboring ruler, godless paragon, unmarried, located in Desmond. Okay. So we're going to right click. Declare war. Use the casus belli to declare war on the Earl. Okay. Now, first task. Let's remind you your neighbor, the Earl of Desmond, who is the rightful liege truly is, if it happens to expand your realm, so be it. Using your character, seize the earldom of. Okay. Enforce your demands, gain the contested county. Okay, their military strength is vastly inferior to ours. Okay. Declare war. Declare war on the Earl of Monmouth. You've successfully declared war. Next, you should rally your armies. The button has appeared at the bottom of your screen to help you. You can also do this with military view. Wherever your rally point is, that's where your army will gather and obey your instructions. You will have to unpause the game for your army to gather more than a handful of men. Leave it a few days. Move your army, left click the army on the map, and right click the area you want them to go. Perhaps the capital of the army? Okay, that makes sense. Order your army across bars think I should unpause here so we can let the army gather strength, because we only have 6 people. So let's unpause. Okay, so now we have a sizable army here. Alright, so I am the commander of the armory. Okay, that makes sense. And we're gonna go fight these guys. Now the army is moving, it's probably heading into battle with enemy forces. This can be a head-on encounter with other armies or start of a siege. Battles will happen automatically if 2 hostile armies come across paths. Sieges occur when you place your army on an enemy holding. This is a good time to unpause the game if you haven't done so yet. Otherwise, time stands still and your armies will not move. Alright, let's unpause. Oh, wedding celebration. With my marriage to Petty Queen Hamnard, the realm expects us to throw a suitably extravagant celebration. Well within my rights to collect a royal aid duty as part of this, but some may consider it tasteless to levy an extra tax during a time of jubilation. My subjects will enjoy the festivities without worry or care. I'm going to do that. I want my subjects to be happy. Right? We're going into battle. The outcome of the battle between the 2 armies depends on a number of things. Number of levies, men-at-arms on either side of the music, and the commanders involved, even the terrain you're fighting. More detail can be gleaned from the combat you take on your fighting army. Yeah. Okay, that's this right here. So it kind of gives us the balance of forces. We have 5 knights, he has 6 knights, but we have much more men, so hopefully that will turn things in our favor. Unpause, see how this battle turns out. Victory! Your army is attacking an enemy holding. Click on the highlighted icon to find out how it's going. You'll need to win sieges to win most wars as they increase your war score. Whatever siege is won, it takes a few rounds of attack. The area will become occupied, changing the regular look on the map to a striped one. The color of the stripe shows who has occupied a holding. Since your color of the map is green, holding what you have occupied has green stripes. Holding occupied by the Kingdom of France would have blue stripes. One occupied by the Kingdom of England, red, and so on. To get the idea of who's winning the war, you can always look at the war score at the lower right corner. It goes from -100 to 100, and it changes based on the battles and sieges won or lost, as well as territory occupied. At 100 war score, you can force the other side to accept your peace offer. Okay? All wars end one of 3 ways: victory, white peace, or defeat. Interesting. Alright, so now pause. Okay, so he's retreating, so can we... Alright, so we're sieging right now. Oh, he's leaving. He's actually leaving. He's trying to get away. So can we send our troops over to finish him off before he leaves? Nope, he escapes. So we'll go back to... go back to sieging. Uh-oh. He's attacking my territories. Alright. Time for us to finish this guy off, hopefully. Okay, let's see if we can catch him. Alright, there we go. Another battle. He's going to be forced to retreat again. And send our army back to sieging. Alright, that makes sense. Alright, we got another war. Okay, another victory. Looks like he's going to retreat again. Seems like the best thing to do is maybe chase this guy down. Like every time he gets away, he gets on a boat and he causes us trouble elsewhere. So let's just keep chasing him, see if we can finish him off. Well, he's getting on a boat again. Alright, he's going after my territory again. Force another showdown. Each time we fight him, he's losing his military strength. Alright. Pause. Right, your forces have captured Mas Rilnrald, the steward, after winning the Battle of Innis. Okay. Prisoner. He's a gambler. Right, what can we do with him? Torture. Move to dungeon. Gains 20 opinion review for 10 years. Leaves the prison. Gain weak hook. Recruit. Negotiate race. Right, so he should start to work for me now after that, hopefully. Meanwhile, let's go back and continue our siege. I think we've destroyed the army for the most part now, so I don't think we have to worry about another war. Greetings, Petty King Munchard. I have no choice but to accept your conditions for my release. Okay. last swayed. Right, so let's go back to the court view, council view. That won't do me any good. Alright, we're going to leave that alone. I was trying to figure out what we can use the Spy Master for. Let's focus on our capture of this other territory. While that's going on, what next territory would we like to go after? Maybe this comes shot here. So what's his relationship with us? The question is, what can we do with this guy? We can murder him. Let's see, more. Offer ward. Offer guardianship. No. That alone for now. Let's focus, since we're just doing the tutorial, let's focus on capturing this new territory. All the buffoonery I have ever seen, Mayor Duflege's insane efforts to improve my relationships with my neighbors, my good-for-nothing Chancellor has officially acknowledged Petty King Ased's claim to the Emerald of Thirdom. My good-for-nothing Chancellor. Okay. You're supposed to make me friends, not enemies. Okay, so this guy here is actually making a claim for this territory as well. Okay. Interesting. Hopefully that doesn't mean we're going to have more trouble here. Let me finish this war. Is going down. How do I siege progress? Alright. Victory is near. Your war score is 100. You are now able to use enforced demands on the enemy ruler. Right click on that character and select offer peace, or click on the war score to open the same menu. You've captured Earl Thornback's king, Knight Tradich, and his son Chachalon during the siege. Okay. Okay, that's a little twisted. Let's look at this. Let's look at this knight here. Let's see. Unlanded. Negotiate release. Okay. Alright. That knight hopefully will come to work for me now. Thank you for everybody joining our stream. We're checking out Crusader Kings III. We're doing the tutorial right now. Hopefully you're enjoying the stream. I will mention that if you give us a follow at twitch.tv commandogaming1, you'll be entered in for a free pop, which we give out at the end of each month. So definitely give us a follow. Alright, war score is at 100%. And we're now able to enforce demands on right-click the character and select Offer Peace or right-click on the score or score to open the same menu. Okay. You've gained the contested county. Earl Marach E becomes your vassal. Allies share 400 based on their contribution. Increased his opinion of his allies based on their contribution. Spends 40. You gain 40 fame. Your allies are share 400 based on their contribution. Enforce those demands. Alright. Congratulations on your victory. You have now experienced what it's like to make it through an essential part of the game. From now on, we'll stop the tutorial lessons appearing. You will, however, still be able to get some advice if you open them when they pop their alert at the top of the screen. This advice will elaborate the most important things you will encounter. Thank you for staying with us, and good luck. Pause. What now? There are many things you could do now that you have dipped your feet in the essentials. Crusader Kings is about setting your own goals. If you want a suggestion, we recommend you try to become King or Queen of Ireland. War is not the only way either. I understand. Okay. I have no choice but to accept the conditions of my release. Watch your step now. Okay, so he's going to work for me now. That's good. Okay. Victory to my liege. Blessings upon you and your house. You're a much greater foe than I imagined. In order to put an end to this bloodshed, I will comply with your demands. Alright, he became your vassal. So be it. Okay, so now we control all of this territory, but it's going to be important that I make friends with the Earl here. He's very unhappy with me. Have to work on making him happy. Let's sway. Let's start this scheme. Eventually, I want him to be my friend again. Okay, we can disband this army this time. Disband. No reason for us to lay arms here. We are all friends. So, let's play for another half hour here, just to get a feel for what we're going to do. Actually, let's actually end our tutorial here. So what we've done is we've learned some political intrigue. We've learned how to wage war. So I think this has been a very fruitful first tutorial. So what we're going to do now is we're probably going to start our own campaign now that we have the basic information for the game down, and we'll have those streams and videos for you shortly. So please check out our YouTube channels at Commando Gaming Strategic Gaming, and also twitch.tv at Commando Gaming 1, and we'll see you soon with another Crusader Kings III video.